Hi and welcome to the screencast where we're going to take a look at a couple of ReSharper shortcut commands to navigate the code. And the main reason for doing this is I noticed when I help other developers out, when I sit down at their desktop, and I know that they've been using ReSharper for a while, and I know they really love it. But as soon as I start navigating the code on their computer, I get the question if I want to apply the Visual Studio scheme or the ReSharper shortcut scheme, which means they really aren't using ReSharper to its full potential. So let's learn how to navigate the code efficiently. Usually when I ask somebody to open up a file, what I don't want to see is, let's say I ask them to open something called iOrders view model. Then I don't want them to go and okay, so let's find where that one is. I think it's in infrastructure and then in models. So it takes too much time and it doesn't really make sense to try to remember where all the files are located when you got ReSharper at your fingers, and Visual Studio as well. So what I want to see is somebody use, for instance, Ctrl Shift T and enter the file or folder name. So if I ask them to open iOrders view model, you can go ahead and just use camel casing iOrders view model, and you will get that result right here. So, and if you just go Ctrl T, you can do an even broader search. You will look for types, symbols, and file names. So if you take a look in iOrder view model, for instance, and let's say we want to find all the implementations, then I press Ctrl F12, and I see there are two implementations. So I don't go ahead, which I've also seen developers do, is press Ctrl Shift F and search using Visual Studio in the entire solution and try to find the result here, which is really unreadable. So for instance, let's hit Ctrl F12 and go to Orders View Model. Let's say I want to find the usages here. I press Shift F12 and I see there are no usages. All right, so let's navigate back in the cursor history by pressing Ctrl- and press Shift F12 on the interface instead. And now I get the search result here in a ReSharper window, and we can see there are 3 hits in something called modules and 58 hits in unit tests. I could go Ctrl Alt and then page down to navigate to the next usage, and page up to navigate to the previous one. So this is quite neat to navigate the code. And let's say I want to locate, let's find that file again, the iOrders view model. So let's say I want to find out where this is located in the solution. Then I go Alt Shift L, and then I can see that it's in modules position and under orders. So this would be really difficult to remember for all the files in a solution. So just a quick recap. Ctrl Shift T to open a file. Let's say I want to open iOrders view model. If you don't remember something, you can go star here, and let's say you're looking for something else, the account position model, for instance. And we can go to implementations by hitting Ctrl F12, account position service. And now let's take an example where we know there's a field named something in a class. So we know there's something named positions. So if we close this up and press Ctrl T instead and try to access positions, we can see here that we have something called positions in the account position service. Well, that's obvious because I just looked it up, but you can imagine how you can remember properties that exist in some class you don't remember the name of, and then you can find the class by simply going Ctrl T and entering the symbol name, and we get there. And Shift F12 to find usages, Ctrl Alt page down and page up to find the usages. with just these few commands on the tip of your finger, you can navigate the code really efficiently instead of trying to remember where each file is in the solution, because that's really not an efficient way to navigate the code. Alright, so this is part 1. I hope you guys enjoyed this and that you've learned something. And until next time, have a nice day.